Thank you so much for joining us on the last panel discussion of today, and also just for the audience to keep the spirit up. It's almost champagne time, so just keep up with us. Also pose some good questions to our experts, and then afterwards we would like to invite you to just have a glass of champagne with us from 6 p.m. And also there you have more chance to a bit network with our experts and panelists. But before that, let's stick sail to the professional topics. And first and foremost, thank you so much for the presentations and for introducing your topics to us. First, I would like to have a question from you, Elis. How to get started if a municipality decides to start planning to adopt measures that help the climate adaptation and mitigation?
Thank you. It's pretty straightforward, actually, and it's similar to other strategic planning approaches. You first figure out what's going on in your backyard. Basically, you do a mapping. You are very honest with yourself, where your energy is going, what are the effects of your current activities. You collect all the data that you possibly can, then figure out what is the data that you need in addition, and figure out how to get that additional data. And then when you have clear picture, what is the current situation, what is the numbers and the data that you have access to, that enables you to make the right decisions of how can you change, where are the possibilities and opportunities for the change, and then just be bold and get stuff done. It's pretty straightforward. But one very important thing that the government shouldn't, or local municipalities shouldn't shouldn't forget, and should always remember, is that do not be afraid to involve your local citizens, your local stakeholders, because as we saw also from the examples that were presented in this last session, engaging the local people, raising their awareness, why are certain things being done, why are the limitations being put into place, helps to get their support, helps to mitigate the resistance, and helps the whole community to move towards a common and healthy environment.
Thank you so much. Now I have a question for you, Martin. It's not mine. It's one of the viewers who followed us online posed this question during your speech, but now it's time for us to also pose it to you. The question was, how easy is the Czech Republic to obtain funding for nature-based projects for the municipalities? For example, do the operative programs finance these projects?
Yes, I have to say that now it's easier than maybe 6 or 7 years ago, because the operational programs EU funding is now open in the Czech Republic. Therefore, municipalities can ask for the money for that kind of the projects, and I think there is a rate of financing, I think 60-70% for the municipalities. Therefore, who is prepared, who have prepare the projects, these municipalities can ask for the money, and they, I think, will be successful in that.
Thank you. And also now, I think we kind of touched that already in the previous panels as well, and also you all mentioned it one way or another in your remarks. But now I would like to turn to you and pose the question, what do you think are the main barriers for municipalities for them not really adapting these practices in the everyday practice?
The main barriers, I think, it's funding, money. Because in our municipality, without external funds, we cannot realize many investments, and I think it's main barrier.
But I would like to disagree with you a bit, and also I would like to open the floor to all of our distinguished guests here. I would disagree a bit, because I think that obviously funding is a really important question that goes without saying, but in terms of sustainable transition in general and also climate adaptation measures, in my opinion and in my practice when it comes to municipalities and local governments, but also we have an expert here with us on that, but I think it's not always the most expensive projects or developments that matter, but just the will to start thinking about how small steps can also matter on the local level, so already decision maker level that we're talking about. And also in terms of funding, we just heard in the previous panel, the funding panel, that the money is already there, it's just the allocation that it's really matters and it's hard to get or hard to grasp the essence of it. The floor is open to all three of you.
Ladies first. Sorry. I actually can answer it with a little bit of the accurate information that we have. We have done research on this in University of Tartu, and what we have found, I absolutely agree that the funds are allocated in maybe not the most convenient places, but what we found was that it is also sometimes that the municipalities either are thinking too small and too short term, and maybe also not thinking big enough. So that has been the barrier, and that has also been sometimes why their funding requests get denied, because they're not having the impact that they could have. They want to restore a small creek instead of maybe rewilding the whole river basin and the catchment area, and that is actually, I would say, a very clear feedback also from the European Commission and from the funders that be bolder and do bigger and with a long-term impact. Yeah.
I have to say that the main barrier, as I know it from the Czech Republic, is so-called resortism. Something that the people from the different department than the environment are not thinking about the adaptation quality of the investments. We know it from also from the municipalities, that if I prepare the investment which is really environmental, therefore revitalization of the stream, of the river, there's almost no problem, because that's the investment of the environmental department. But when I organize the investment, for example, building of the new school or building of new road, that's the investment of the educational department or the transport department, and these people are not thinking about the adaptation quality of these projects, and that's the main barrier, because we talk about the need of adaptation, but in reality, when we are building a new school, this is prepared by the people who are not thinking about any adaptation. Therefore, that's the main issue for us, how to go through this barrier and how to educate the people from the different departments that the adaptation is a part of the investments, and that's about the quality of these projects.
Absolutely, synergies matter. So,
and I think the other barrier is thinking. It is mental.
the mindset of the people.
Yes. It is important. In our municipality, we organized meetings, and in our schools organized meetings with youth, with children, to raise awareness from childhood, from small people. Yes. And that's it.
Yes, it's absolutely important to also bring young children into this discussion, and also to start that from as early as possible. With that, I would like to thank you for the discussion, but before I let you go, I would like to open the floor and see if there is any question left in the audience that still is there to be answered. We have one question there. Just please wait for the microphone.
Thank you. I'd like to address my question for the last lecturer. The first part is, what is the population of this municipality?
10,000. 10,000.
10,000.
Yes.
And I see that you have a wide variety of such sustainable actions. How do you have the human resource in such a relatively small municipality to deal with all of these things?
I don't.
There's a lot of work going on these projects, and do you have enough people? How do you have the human resource for that? Do you have enough people and capacity to work on all these projects that you mentioned?
Okay. These projects are organized in schools. This is. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I understand. Not only in our office are organized meetings. On this success are working schools, teachers,
Maybe I know the answer for this question, and maybe it's actually the determination of the mayor of the Chorzele municipality is the biggest factor. How is it possible that this amount of work was put into those projects?
Yes.
Like honestly. And also the departments that are like working with the mayor.
Yes.
Thank you so much.